Hello there, I'm Nick Iacobucci, and our next film is the raunchy, R-rated comedy, Get Him to the Greek. This movie opened in nationwide release on Friday, June 4th, 2010, and it stars funny man Russell Brand, Jonah Hill, Sean Diddy Combs, and Elizabeth Moss. This film comes to us from director Nicholas Stoller, who brought us the very entertaining Forgetting Sarah Marshall just 2 years ago. Nicholas Stoller has taken characters created by Jason Segel in Forgetting Sarah Marshall and written and crafted an original story for the benefit of anyone that goes to see it. You know, I find it very amusing because when I watched Sarah Marshall, I really did enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it as much as others and as other critics, but I really liked it a lot. I thought that far and away the best character in the film was that of Aldous Snow, portrayed by Russell Brand. The hard-partying rocker stole the show every time he spoke, and I was not a bit surprised that they were able to turn this secondary aficionado of booze and pills into a summer movie frontman. Get Him to the Greek opens by showing us the rise and very hard fall of rocker and media sensation Aldous Snow. Just think Ozzy Osbourne meets Jim Morrison with the intelligence of Spinal Tap thrown in. He is a wildly successful rock and roller living the life with main squeeze Jackie Q and sitting on top of the world. Then after the release of the album African Child, his career goes into a downward spiral. African Child is regarded as an offensive piece of trash that all but turns him into a joke among his peers, ruins the union between him and Jackie Q, and for years plunges Aldous Snow so far into the world of intoxication that he makes Will Ferrell's Frank the Tank look like a lightweight. Enter Jonah Hill as our film's other lead character, Aaron Green. Aaron is a very kind-hearted guy living with his girlfriend and trying to succeed in the music industry, working for the hilarious and scene-stealing Sergio, played by Sean Diddy Combs. Aaron approaches Sergio because coming up soon will mark the 10th anniversary of Aldous Snow's live show at LA's Greek Theater. Aaron wants to get the party-hardy Aldous back to the Greek Theater for a live show that will hopefully resurrect one career and launch another one. Aaron goes through the details of what a positive investment it will be, but it is his passion for the idea and the music that sells this idea to Sergio and his likability to the audience. Sergio then only agrees to this idea a mere 72 hours before they need to produce the rocker for the event, and he fully warns them how difficult singers can be to handle. But Aaron basically shrugs it off, hops the next plane to London, and thus our adventure begins. Well, he learns straight away how complicated and hard it can be to handle a singer when he has to delay their flight to LA about 6 or 7 times so Aldous can just keep right on partying. He also constantly has to improvise through ridiculous situations, usually because of something that Aldous is addicted to. This is absolutely one of the funniest movies that I've seen all year, if not the funniest movie I've seen all year. There are so many parts in this film where I was laughing that it would be impossible for me to remember all of them. Get Him to the Greek far surpasses the previous Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and I so very hope that Russell Brand continues the adventures of Aldous Snow, because to not would just be a crime to the world of comedy. This movie readily reminded me of one of my favorite comedies, which would be Midnight Run with Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin. Both films deal with the relationship of these two very unlikely pairings, the amusement of them traveling a great distance together, and the fact that they both need to help each other out as the story progresses. Also, when not being entertained by the two lead actors, there is a slew of cameos throughout this film. You have some very big names frequently showing up, all playing themselves. Draco Malfoy's real-life persona Tom Welton shows up in a very funny scene, as well as Lars Ulrich, Mario Lopez, Christina Aguilera, and Kurt Loder. But one of the film's standout and funniest parts is when our two leads have to go to the Today Show. They are doing a live spot, and the antics that plague Matt Lauer and Meredith are as funny as anything you will see this year. As I mentioned before, Sean Combs is actually one of the stars of the film, and he's just an absolute treat to see in this project. I don't think that he ever appears in the movie when he's not funny. He nails every line, he nails every joke, and he was a welcome addition to this comedic gem. Now, I don't think that this is as funny as last year's The Hangover, but it's pretty close. I really love the character of Aldous Snow that Russell Brand has brought to life. There is a very fine line when you play a character this brazen and raunchy, and you easily run the risk of offending your audience. However, Aldous never comes off offensive because you just have so much fun watching him in the first place. Jonah Hill also surprised me with a much toned-down performance, and the interaction between the two also made for a very credible plot line between the drugs, the strippers, the drugs, the puking, the sex, and did I mention drugs? At 1 hour and 50 minutes, Get Him to the Greek felt like only half of that. I didn't look at my watch once the entire running time, and that's the sure sign that you've seen something truly entertaining. This is an R-rated comedy. It's crude, it's gross, it's vulgar, and it's absolutely awesome. 3.5 stars out of 4, and remember people, I'm not always right, only when it comes to the movies. And thank you for your attention.